Hello, and welcome back to the 47th episode of the Labyrinth of Thieves campaign. We are your hosts and storytellers here from Wanderlustdnd, ready to dive into tonight's episode. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel as we post new episodes every other Wednesday. So, last game, we started with Al and Gizmo, where they made a startling discovery when they decided to open up Humphrey's chassis. Within, they found a living code, ever evolving around Humphrey's little core, which he explained was left over from the Puppet Master's inscriptions. With Echo's help, the two of you started to forge a plan on how this discovery might affect your work on the other envoy in your lives, Venom, who currently awaits Al's return in Razlair's private lounge. Downstairs, Caché, Fenris, and Artrin went shopping and stumbled upon a military platoon that was securing, quote-unquote, a shopkeeper's house and his family. Caché pushed her way to the front of the crowd and met Captain Melody, who claimed the family had ties to Vashalirium. The war hero then gave a rousing speech to the gathered crowd, calling for the people of the Steam Ward to inform on their neighbors and let the military know of any suspicious activity. Back at Caché's house and reunited, you all decided to head to the West Repair Yard once again, looking for energized mithril gears for Gizmo's inventions. And in your search, you discovered that the warehouse was suspiciously lacking in anything left over from the Puppet Master and his experiments. We ended with Gizmo stepping away from the group and watching Echo's final memory file, which revealed some frightening reality of why the envoys were created in the first place. While Gizmo's suit remains in low power mode, stoic in its protective stance, for the rest of you, let's see what you're all up to. Artrin, let's start with you.
Cool. So we're in the West Repair Yard?
You're currently in the West Repair Yard. Your party has brought you to a very, very, very strange location. It is boarded up, run down. It looks like kind of a warehouse in some way. Storage house is more like what you would kind of, link it to. They lead you around inside, and they lead you through like an exhaust tunnel inside the main building. You've now spent the last hour kind of just wandering around the rest of the factory that has just been gutted from the inside. Your party seems to be kind of searching for things, but are coming up empty-handed. And you've now watched Gizmo step off to the side and step away from the rest of the party.
Okay, I'll probably just take a minute to myself, pull on my pipe, light it. I don't even really know what mithril gears or mithril charge gears look like.
Mm-hmm.
Very gearish, I suppose, but as far as I can see,
even that is a bit of a mystery. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
this place is ransacked. So
yeah,
I'll keep an eye on Gizmo, make sure that he's like not like suspiciously, just make sure that there's no one coming up behind him or anything.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of keep an ear out for anything weird. Is there like rafters or anything?
Yeah, there's a few like almost kind of stories to this place, in terms of like inner balconies. So you've got like the ground floor, and then you have a balcony up, and then you've got a secondary balcony up. But again, like half of the bridges are just, the walkways are broken through. It's decrepit, which is very strange, especially I'll say then to the rest of you. You were only in this place like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It seems to have really become run down in that time frame, potentially from whatever gutted this place and took everything. Who knows? But even there's like kind of a gaping hole in the roof where like you're kind of walking through, and then you hear the of birds that are fluttering out. Like, it's definitely very different to when you left it.
Does this gaping hole seem like it was made purposefully?
Or is it like how about I give everybody can give me a perception check if you're kind of, or investigation if you're kind of just looking around, keeping an eye on things. So you're kind of looking at the whole Caché, Fenris. What are you up to? As
I wouldn't be looking around right now, obviously.
No,
so
no, no.
I'll make
You're in the memory.
Yeah.
That's
Could I?
Yeah.
Sorry, Seb.
Sure,
Could I just cast Detect Evil and Good instead of making a perception check?
Yeah, that's fine.
I only got a 13
13.
perception.
Caché.
Caché would have probably kept an eye on Gizmo as he left and just kind of went and seen what he was doing, I suppose.
Kind of keeping an eye. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. No perception check there. You're fine. Fenris, are you checking for anything?
Just searching through all of the, searching through the area to see if there's anything left to say that who could have been here to clear it out.
Okay.
Any
Perfect.
footprints in the dust or
Very good. Very good. Okay.
anything like that.
So yeah, first investigation then for you, because if you're kind of going a little bit deeper into things, I'd say investigation, and then Al got a 13 perception.
It was a 19 investigation.
19 investigation. Okay, so Al with the 13 perception, it kind of just looks like part of the roof fell in, which is, it doesn't look like it was blasted open or like carved or anything like that. Just almost looks like whatever was keeping this place like alive without its beating heart kind of just started to fall apart. That's
Like the whole building was a construct.
Almost. That's a little bit of a weird feeling that you're getting in the back of your head.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Do I get any sort of like correlation to this weird machine that was it Moog or something was working on? I know you said it had kind of Puppet Master vibes, but
you know what? I'll let you decide if Al puts
Okay.
puts those ideas together, because you are starting to get pieces, you know, of something. So I'll let Al make that kind of distinction, because you have such a high intelligence. So I'll say that's up to you. Fenris, with the 19 in investigation, there is no dust. That's a bit odd. There are no footprints. Even you're not leaving footprints. For how decrepit and falling apart this place is, there is a surprisingly strange lack of dust. And Artrin, casting Detect Evil and Good. Nothing. Well, actually, interesting. Tell me again the creatures that it.
Aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, undead. Yeah. As long as they're not obscured by a foot of stone.
Wood or stone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Or sorry, it's one foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
ooh. Sorry, Gizmo.
that brief.
Nerds.
Okay. Glancing around the place, nothing jumps out to you right away. In the rafters, in the how big is the circle? I think it's 30 feet. You said, or is it
30 feet. Yeah.
30 feet. So
I'll
within
kind
the
of walk though as I can.
Yeah, so if you're kind of making a loop of the perimeter, you know, up in the rafters, down certain corridors, up against some of the factory machines, you're not getting any kind of potential like connection. But as you near your party again, there are pings, very, very light pings, but you get little energy signals basically for Fiend around Al. It's not Al, but it's like around Al. You get some weird shit around Caché. Caché becomes like a strange, weird, not aberration, but very odd. You can't quite pinpoint. What
Not normal.
Not
Diet
normal.
aberration. I can't believe it's not an aberration.
Operation.
You can't believe it's a thing. Yeah. Fenris reeks of dragon. I mean, it is like looking at a dragon for a moment. You can see her eyes are draconic. There's just a lot of energy from the dragons, because I know your sword or your ability, because you're dragonborn, you got that ability to be able to see the dragons too.
Yep.
And then there is just a teeny tiny little bit of fey energy coming from Gizmo. right at his center of the machine.
Well, this spell is completely useless to me. They're all
Maybe
weird
this doesn't work.
in
They're
different
all
ways. This is useless. I probably wouldn't take any note of any of that because I've seen all sorts of weird shit.
I mean, like, and Terry as well. It's just like there's
Yeah.
some weird shit
It's a
going on with
menagerie.
this party. Yeah.
I'm just gonna
eclectic bunch.
make my
Or-
pipe of smoke monsters blow different aberrations, fae, fiends, and dragons as I look at each of them.
That's brilliant. Brilliant. Gizmo,
Hey.
I'd say at this point, the last of ST81KR's memory file has ended, and you find yourself back in the suit. Now armed with this knowledge, you feel... Not even feel, I should say, because I think Echo's out with you. I think you brought him out so that he could see the West Repair Yard. And you get a sense from like the connection that you have with Echo, just a understanding. And you just hear, it all makes sense now.
Yeah, a lot more pieces have fallen into place.
It's...
Tell everyone.
Wait, it's more than that. Gizmo, the protocol I was in tuned with when I woke. What I did hear, the pain I caused these people, was all to sate understanding I craved. Even now, I continue to be the monster they made me.
Do you feel remorse for that? Guilt?
What is guilt?
That's a hard question. I guess the closest I come is when you can see others' pain and you know something that you did or said caused it, and you wish you could go back and make it not so.
They're contemplating that, mulling over your words. If that program hadn't been installed, if I had remained what Helio taught me, I don't think I would have done this.
Well, there you are. You're not the monster they made you.
Perhaps Venom, Bane, the others, maybe they're also not the monsters.
I think so.
I hope it's all right to say this. But you remind me of him. Of his kindness.
Well, now that I know what I know, that means a lot.
I did run a scan on the target I was assigned. Shall I share that information with you?
I need to know everything now. Please.
Okay. Downloading. I'm going to send this to you. In Discord private chat, okay? If you would like me to search for anyone else, I seem to have access to personnel.
Pull up everything you've got.
Wait, really? Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't prepared for everything, but sure, here, have this.
Zip file.
Just a zip file of everything. Here's the entire game.
I'm just going to give you access to my server for this one file.
You will need a VPN. I'm just watching Chris's face.
Right, okay, well, So much. Okay.
Echo returns to you.
Well, I did suspect that might be the case, but it's still kind of horrible to have it confirmed. We need to tell the rest. Everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd kind of zone back into the suit, so it's kind of standing back up again.
You do so.
Sorry for taking that moment, but I think it might be useful. I think you all need to gather around for a moment. I've got quite a bit to go through.
What just happened in the middle of the...
I mean, that was... We didn't really see anything happen, to be honest. We just kind of went quiet.
I'll explain in a moment.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I suppose, Al, you do know this, I believe, but my Echo is actually Stalker. You probably all know the name Puppet Master more.
Confirms all my suspicions that I had the last time we were here.
I didn't know how you'd react, and I wasn't sure myself, but I promise you I had complete control. If there was any problems, it wouldn't have been a problem. But because I tried to retain as much of his consciousness as possible, he was able to recall some memories of his older days when he was whole, before he was entranced by this spirit, fox spirit. There were 7 memories that we were able to pull up, but 2 of them were corrupted. I'd like to go through them with you, though, because I think it might align a bit more of what is happening in a grander scale. The first memory was essentially their awakening. There wasn't too much detail other than I saw 2 figures, a man, Helio, Silverhorn, and Dathius, who I believe was a black dragonborn? Black scale dragonborn?
I think he was black scale dragonborn. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, black scale dragonborn, and it seemed like some fey figure. Had moth-like wings. They were in the middle of programming. I believe just Stalker at the time, and it was essentially the language of imbuing their consciousness. The second memory was corrupted, and actually I'll also cast minor illusion.
Okay.
Bring up a little kind of hologram in my palm, so any kind of figures or anything that I'm describing they can see.
Brilliant.
The third, this is where things got interesting, especially for you, Caché. Helio was working on Stalker at the time when two figures came in. One of which was a golden skilled Asimar that was wearing the military garb. The other figure was Razlair. They seemed to be the driving force behind the purpose behind the envoys, why they were created.
A list of names. Does that ring a bell?
Oh well, if Gizmo is still using the minor illusion to kind of show,
I would I have an actual image of him, yeah.
Then
And Razlair, I show like everything
then
to
yeah.
it.
Look at
Caché,
that.
It is.
I show the where he fucking chokes my father.
Yeah. Caché,
I said
yeah.
choke me daddy, not choke the daddy.
That's very good.
Later, Al. Jeez. Yes. The face that you see, Caché, is very clearly the Grand General, Merlin.
Clearly, the military have some involvement in this. I'm not entirely sure of Razer's involvement, other than he seems to be financing most of the work. The next memory, not as much information here. It mostly was him just talking directly to Stalker. It was some references to his family and I figure the night song. I don't know if that's meant to be my mom or not, but it's not really relevant anyway. The next memory was again corrupted, but the sixth memory was whole. This memory, Stalker woke with Venom, and the emissary, an envoy, the red-scaled dragonborn that was murdered aboard our flight in, he came to speak with Dathius and Helio, and essentially was complaining about the inability to control the envoys. And that was when Dathius said that he had a program that could remove their sentience and began uploading that. And that was the point where I believe they swapped over to these more controlled figures. The final memory, and I'm going to play like all the detail of that. He's kills a figure. Apologies.
It's okay. It's a lot over a lot of games. It's a lot of
Yeah.
information.
Actually, don't know where my notes are for that one, but I think I remember. He kills a figure. They use the shape-shifting ability to turn into him, and essentially went above board and opened fire on a specific figure. And I'm going to show the image of Caché's captain.
Air Colonel Pierre.
This was the target. And I'm going to pull up then like the copies, hologram copies of the document, the military personnel file for Pierre, and
Okay.
also the file that I have on Caché.
I will upload those now.
Yeah.
These were made available. They had these details all that time ago.
I've sent them into the group chat.
I don't think I missed any important details. Did I, Amber?
No, I actually
Oh
think
my
it's absolutely
God.
fantastic.
Good.
The only thing
Caché is stepping away for a minute.
I told you I needed that time to put it together. I didn't want to give you half the story. I'm sorry.
You just need a moment to process this.
Who was it that Stalker killed to get it? Was it just a random military person?
I believe just a soldier aboard the ship.
I see.
I will say it was a soldier aboard an Imperial ship.
Imperial ship, yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have that note?
Entire goddamn record.
Also,
So-
just as a thing I made reference to is that I noted, just from the third memory, I think Razlair speaks to Helio and says she always spoke highly of you. So there seems to be some figure that Razlair at least is connected to as well that at least had some hand in this, I believe. I don't know any more details than that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Fenris. What were you going to say?
So who really started the war?
Now that's the million gold question.
If the Fox is responsible for the programming, could the Fox be who's responsible? Who Razlair might have been referring to?
Possibly, but I think after the program was uploaded that removed their sentience, there was an incident after that. I think it was at that point then that this fox spirit gained access and was able
Taking
to
over.
essentially rewrite that code for their own purpose. I think, but I'm not sure that that's the case.
Razlair did say that he had great plans.
Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Caché is trying to remember that time very vigorously. Her memories have been wrong on her before. She wants to see if she can breach anything to remember any little detail that might.
Like I was using the minor illusion to like, from essentially Stalker's perspective, show what happened. So it's an exact copy. So hopefully that would help with the trigger.
Definitely, like in the sense that Caché, you literally watched as in like from a point of view of Stalker, kill an Imperial soldier, take their body, grab their gun, walk up on the deck, take aim at you and Pierre at the same time, and then shoot Pierre under orders. Because it was very specific that.
Oh yeah, there was commands given of like target confirmed, take the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of memories, Caché, go ahead and roll a history check at advantage.
Also, can I now at this moment can I cast see invisibility and have a look around me?
You can, yes.
19.
How far is see invisibility? 60 feet?
I don't like that question.
As far as you can see.
No, it's for the duration you can see, so it's just as far as I can see.
As far as you can see, cool.
Yep.
Good to know. 19, you said, Caché.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the whirlwind of information that you were getting, hearing the fact that not only these entities were created seemingly by the Grand General, Razlair, and potentially another person, then the ambassador was involved as well, giving orders, and then a target of your air colonel. And trying to piece all these things together and remember back to that time, you do remember the conversation that you and Pierre were having on the deck. How he was trying to give you advice, that you were so focused. You were one of the hardest working soldiers he ever had on his crew. And you were so determined to prove yourself. And he was trying to remind you to find something to fight for. You remember him explaining that for him it was his family. He wanted to create a better world. And in the few days leading up to his assassination, he was questioning a lot of things. He wasn't following direct orders. You would be privy to conversations just like Tarlin was with you, where he would fight back against the generals, seeking, why do we need to take this? Why can't we try a peaceful option? Why are we always going towards this instead of a different option? Can we not find another way? He started asking too many questions. Even you started to get a little bit like, we need to just keep going. This is what we're here for. Something switched for him in those last month. He started questioning everything. And you remember as he turned around to you, he put his hand on your shoulder with that fatherly smile that he would give you. He was opening his mouth to say something when the bullet struck his head, spraying you with blood. You never heard his final words.
Sorry to everyone. Just questioning everything at that time. Perhaps you found out something you really want to keep quiet and wait to test your new toys.
So, is this you saying that the military isn't all it's cracked up to be?
Yes.
Wow. You probably need a drink.
Do you have one?
I'll pull out a little hip flask.
Thank you. Guzzles half it down.
Yep, that's look. Fair.
Thank you.
I suppose the real question though is what do we do now?
It's actually, what was the ambassador doing before he was killed? If he was involved in this?
As in, what was he doing in the memory?
So as you say, he was involved in all of this.
Then why was he killed on the airship that we were on?
Well,
He was
that's the
killed by
curiosity.
Vashalirium.
I'm wondering if the Vashalirium are aware of the envoys.
Perhaps, but they also are aware of other things. So it would be naive to think that they only put one false flag.
That's very true.
So, wonder how many others they have pulled.
At the moment, the connection there, I think, is tenuous at best. I mean, the only thing I can see myself is a concrete step forward is the connection that we now have to Venom. I'm wondering if it's possible to remotely replicate the deprogramming that I used to free Stalker on Venom.
Will we so?
I was warned, though, that I know that fight might have seemed tough when we fought the Puppet Master version, but Stalker was never meant to be a combatant. Venom was. He'll be a tough opponent if we get on the wrong side of this.
Very terrified to be going in there on my own.
Just to be wary.
If we
So
have
then this is all quite a lot to take in.
Aye. Sorry, like I said, for keeping it to the close to the chest, but I was figuring it out as I went along myself, and I wanted to make sure I had a clear picture.
Does seem like we've had as clear a picture as we've had so far.
Just even in the city of invention. Some people are always the same.
War never changes.
Oh, don't be so mopey.
No, it's just a quote from a play I saw. It was pretty good.
Haven't been to many plays. I'd love to go to a play.
Just were in
wondering where my drill sergeant got it from. He robbed it.
How is Caché feeling though at this moment?
She is. She's completely confused, even though she's like connected a load of dots. She's lost what she clung to in terms of her military propaganda. It can't be there. There's nothing to hold on to those shattered walls. She's also like, thanks Gizmo, you made her an anarchist, so that I don't know if that's going to be good.
The faith, what do we do?
What we do?
Down with the institutions.
Just remember, use your powers for good.
If you can't use it for good, use it for profit. If you can't be good, be rich.
Pay people to be good for you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for essentially destroying your worldview.
Hey, these things happen twice in a campaign.
Caché's taking this very, very well.
Lots of therapy.
Yeah.
Caché's in war mode. Like ever since, ever since that dream retarded, she's been in war mode. So how much is actually hitting her inner core at the moment, and when that might hit her is the scary part.
Compartmentalization.
Yeah. She's a soldier, and a very good one.
Not by that report.
No, not by the report, but if anybody's curious, I'll put it up here. As this conversation continues, you all kind of try to wrap your head around that information, the involvement of the death of a really influential man. Wasn't called Operation Catalyst for no reason. This was definitely deliberate. But Artrin, it's a ping at the back of your head. And Fenris, you catch movement on the balcony above, top balcony overlooking you. Shadows move like splintering cracks on the walls. And a voice from the dark speaks, echoes in all the places around you. Well, I didn't think you'd all be stupid enough to come back. But I'm glad you did. Fenris.
Do I see anything with my unseen visibility?
You do, Gizmo. So does Fenris. This person is not invisible. But you catch a glimpse of a figure perched on the railing, perfectly balanced on bare feet. What appears to be a woman in a tight-fitted, light fabric gown, elegant and poised like a kimono, tailored for ease and agility. Long, sleek black hair falls down her shoulders, and a striking mask, flawless porcelain, of a fox, with red markings on the nose. There's something otherworldly about her, staring at all of you.
You know, we're kind of going through something at the moment, so this isn't actually a great time. Who the fuck are you and what do you want?
Well said.
Also, just really quick, you said I got a ping. What kind of ping was that?
Faye.
Oh, okay.
Now, is that any way to speak to an old friend? Don't you recognize me, Gizmo?
Should I?
Oh, so sad. But don't worry, I shall remind you of your inadequacy. She begins to kind of move her hand, and this whole place begins to move and shudder around all of you. You hear bending of metal, creaking of iron as even the roof begins to implode on top of all of you. I need a group wisdom save, please.
Ooh.
Intriguing.
If people are within 10 feet of me, you have +4 from my aura of whatever.
We should be. Like, I kind of called everyone around to
Oh
talk.
yeah, I'd
like,
say you
so.
all are. Yeah.
So plus
or
how much?
protection. +4.
4.
+4.
16.
Plus 4.
16
Oh, shit.
total, Caché?
Oh,
Yeah.
14.
14. Okay, Artrin.
23.
23. Okay.
11.
11.
Wait, can I hold on a second? Can I flash of genius to save? I can't remember.
I think they're just ability checks, but check it
Yeah.
anyway. Just in case.
Oh yeah, when I ability check or a saving throw. So yeah, I'm gonna flash of genius to make it up to a 16.
Brilliant.
If that
16.
does anything. But yeah.
27.
27. Lovely. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. So, as the roof is closing in around you, and everything is bending and twisting, you realize, was what you were seeing real? Or is it, what's happening? There's so many questions going on in your brain because you're seeing almost two realities for a moment. And the figure vanishes from atop the balcony. And Caché, you actually see her reflection in one of the factory machines. And then Gizmo, you see another reflection of her in a machine close to you. It's like there are multiple, almost 5 different versions of her in different areas around, darting between like mirrors. She stops in front of you, Gizmo. And there's this playful feel towards her. You have something that belongs to me, Gizmo. And I want them back.
You can't have him. He doesn't belong to anyone.
She touches the reflection and it splinters. You watch as her own clawed hands reach out towards you. And all of your visions go black.
She didn't cast a spell or anything.
Nope.
Nope.
But I do need a moment. So let's take a quick break, if you don't mind,
Okay.
because I need to set up the next area.
Oh, fuck.
Brilliant.
But I do need to send something really quick. Oh. Hang on.
What have I done?
Fading back in, all of you. I need to choose music. One by one. Yeah. One by one, you all wake in a sprawling garden. Hoping that works there.
Ooh.
The air is rich with the sweet fragrances of blooming flowers, mossy earth, and fresh rain. You might begin to smell pieces of honeysuckle, lilac. There's dew covering the grass. There's an underlining current of wild berries just coming into season. You can even feel heat of the sun on your face, but it doesn't feel like the sun that you're used to, because Caché, it doesn't burn you, and Artrin, it doesn't blind you. Something about this sun is not real. Underneath the fragrance of flowers and bloom, there is a undercurrent of oil and rust. The walls are lined with mechanical gears and pipes that extend outwards and vanish into the sky, it seems. Floor is cracked, mosaic stone overgrown with moss and ivy, and to some of your horror, it's also mechanical in nature. But all of you are here. What would you like to do?
Well, this place is kind of nice. Gizmo.
You had to say it, didn't you?
Gizmo, she kind of seemed to know you.
Yes, well, you remember I was telling you before about a fox spirit that I believe was the one that was actually corrupting Stalker? they're somewhat of a shapeshifter, so yeah.
But she seems to know you a bit more than that.
How do you mean?
Just when she mentioned your different strengths and how she knew that she was stronger than you were.
They're powerful figures. I wouldn't be surprised if they could just beam that.
Inside. I'm joking.
Wait,
What
really?
expression?
Or like.
It's worth a look around.
Look around.
Sure.
Yeah. Kind of taking in the space. There's scattered throughout the room are faded iron branches, twisted wooden archways that lead nowhere. They're just kind of around. There is a fey quality, Gizmo, to this area, but again, just unnatural. A lot of it.
Can I go up and have a look at the mechanisms you described?
Yeah. Are you looking
Are these
at the
are these
walls, the
mechanisms
trees?
more like are they more familiar to the material plane, or are they more familiar with the sort of construct that I was working on when in my time when I was in the Fae?
I would say more in line with what you were creating before. This mix of Fey magic and technology. You actually, as you're getting closer to like kind of study some of this, there is a metallic beetle that lands on your suit, on the shoulder. And you kind of glance over at Caché, and there is a brass spider crawling up the side of her arm. And there's lace, fluttering like lace wing flies, kind of like bees flying around as well. All of it is actually mechanical.
I hope none of these sting.
I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Okay.
See what I can pick up.
Fenris, you cast Detect Magic, feel the connection with your patron. You open your eyes, and you scream in pain as it is just looking at the sun. It is blindingly bright in arcane magic everywhere.
Fenris, what's wrong?
It's everything it has. Everything is arcane. So I can barely even see the shine of it.
It seems like a sliver of the Fae that magic suffuse every part of that world, of that realm. It's as a part of everything as the elements are in the material plane.
These things do look a bit like your craft work, Gizmo.
They do look familiar.
So are we in the Fey Wild, Fey realm, or are we in the pockets plane of the Fey?
I'm not really sure. Even the Fae, the topography is not exactly Euclidean. It could be a pocket dimension, but it could just be a fold within the Fae realm.
Yeah, don't think it really matters. I think we just need to get the fuck out of here.
Very true. And
Alright,
Caché
go.
flies into the air.
Draw my sword and just be on my guard because I don't like this one bit.
I'm just kind of like, I think, strolling around in that sort of not really taking anything in because I'm too busy taking everything in, if that kind of makes sense.
Yes, so you're not really paying attention, but you were because you're just
Yeah,
taking
because
everything
I'm
in.
looking there and I'm confused by what I'm seeing.
Of course. So you're kind of wandering a little bit off the path, and just kind of.
Do you unpause the game?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just
wander
kinda-
maybe like over this direction.
Yeah, wander. There's like a beautiful pond in the center there. You can actually hear running water as well, coming from like what appears to be like this almost like beautiful waterfall. But again, the water is coming seemingly from nowhere. It's just kind of appearing over nothing and then falling into a little pool of shallow pond, basically. Artrin, you take a few steps forward, your sword drawn, ready, and actually as you do, one of the mosaic stones gives way a bit under your foot. I need you to make a dexterity save, please.
Ooh, okay. 8.
8. Okay. Your foot breaks through the mosaic stone, revealing large pistons that are pumping up and down like a heartbeat, like the West Repair Yard. It is strange.
Gizmo. This is all you, pal.
I'll go over to him.
And go over to him, and yeah, exactly that. It looks like there's just portions underneath the stone, underneath the fayness, that the wildness around you. There's actually, it's all mechanical, as if something has used part of the West Repair Yard to shape this place.
Can I do a investigation check just of this place?
Of course.
I'm trying to figure out if everything's mechanical, what exactly is that mechanism meant to be driving? What's its function?
Of course.
Investigation?
Yeah, the investigation. Yeah. What is its function, Gizmo?
15, but I'll flash your genius it again to get 20.
Brilliant. 20. Okay. Taking in the space, trying to find an understanding of how this place actually functions and works. As you look up, you watch as trees actually begin to rearrange themselves before your eyes. None of your other companions seem to see this, but they just phase out of existence and reappear in a different location. And you can see that the archways as well will twist and turn like snakes and then slither back. It's hard to figure out the function of this place in chaos, because there is no function in chaos.
I think Gizmo was just entranced, constantly trying to figure that out and being on the cusp, and then it's slipping away, and then looking, and trying to figure it out, and he's just kind of standing there it's all so beautiful.
Caché, you said you were flying ahead a little bit, or flying up and kind of taking in the space.
Yeah, I'm especially going to look at this purple, dangerous-looking plant and keep an eye on that and see what that is.
No, I understand. Yeah, that would probably be your first. You'd be drawn to that. It is a gorgeous flower, actually. And as you get closer, you realize that the buds themselves are like a mixture of almost like fluorescent clockwork. There's a misshapen stem underneath, and the petals are this just vibrant purple tone. It's the flower itself looks like a mix between living and construct. Hard to tell. It's not doing anything at the moment. It's just a flower. Just pretty.
I'm going to go up to
I call on that one.
Call bullshit. Okay, Humphrey just kind of follows you, Al. This is just kind of a he cannot process this world. It is far beyond his capacity, so he is just following a little bit behind you. He's actually struggling to keep up with you a little bit, but you approach the flower, Al.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it blossoms as you approach.
Ooh.
And it is just stunning.
Be careful, Al. I don't trust it.
Humphrey, maybe you should go away with Gizmo.
Humphrey still just trying to understand what's going on, just kind of goes over and stands with Gizmo. But the flower itself begins to release little teeny tiny spores all around.
Don't let those get on you.
I will hold my breath.
Okay. So holding your breath, you were swarmed by these particular things from the flowers, and I need you to make a Constitution save, please, for
Okay.
me. And the rest of you, these spores are slowly moving their way towards you as well. So I do need Constitution saves from everyone, because it is filling this whole space.
Question: I didn't get to finish any of my items that I was working on, did I?
I think you did finish one.
By any chance, was it the necklace of adaptation?
I'll say yes. I think you did finish one. I cannot remember.
I'll
Which
check my
one it
inventory
was,
actually,
so-
just see, just in case I had it there.
The verdict die on that one.
No, I don't think I did. Cool. What does that do again? I
So
think it would help.
Caché, Fenris, Al, Gizmo, and Artrin. Yeah, Constitution saves, please.
Yeah, it's a
19.
A 20.
12.
Okay. A 12. 12.
Yeah.
Okay. And a 19.
16.
16.
Natural 20 for a 27.
Wow.
Oh.
Artrin, well done.
That's on my pass to save tonight.
24.
Wow. Okay. Fenris, Al.
Wait, did what did you roll again?
12.
16.
If you're within 10 feet of me, it's +4.
I am within 10 feet of you, so that's 20.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. Can I give Al a flash of genius to give him a +5?
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Very good. Okay. So these spores kind of go everywhere, all around you, and just seem to take hold. Though it is like strange because you begin to kind of see versions of your friends' faces flickering, like smiling. So you might glance at, hi Ebony, you're right in the middle of my notes, so now I can't see anything, but it's okay. Caché, you like glance at Fenris. She kind of just has a way with the fairies look on her face, staring up, and then you kind of look over at Artrin, and he's just smiling at a flower. You look back at Fenris, and she's actually she's really angry look on her face suddenly. Al, these are things happening to you as well. You're seeing the kind of twisted, gnarled nightmare face of Caché, and then it switches back into a regular form. It's almost like all of you are beginning to kind of shift slightly in this space. But nothing more happens to you. I should say that.
I feel like I would be familiar with this sort of effect. And like after overcoming, I'll kind of say it out to everyone. You need to be wary of your senses here. Just because you can see and hear something doesn't mean it's real. Be cautious and mindful of that.
Well, I mean, look, you seem pretty relaxed by walking around the place.
I'm fascinated by what's here, but generally if I see something pretty, I'll stay well away from it. It's like a warning sign.
Sort of like brightly colored flowers might be poisonous.
But this place is amazing. I've never seen anything like this before. Everything just flows one part into the other. It has no function. There's no purpose to it. It just is. It's extraordinary. I can't help but admire it.
We are all trapped in it now, though, so if you had an
That
idea
is
how
a
to
fair
get out,
point.
that would be great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't exactly know how we even got here. Like, what do you all recall what happened? We saw that figure in the mirror. They reached out, and then we were here.
Pretty
I look
much.
back at where we came.
Glancing back, Fenris, at where you came, you see a reflection of yourself as you stare at a mirror.
I'm gonna go closer to the mirror and see if I can inspect it.
You do? Yeah, definitely. No check needed. You know, just glancing over the mirror. Just looks like a regular mirror. Looking at yourself. But as you're looking into the reflection, Caché's head seems to twist all the way around and stare at you.
Nothing new there.
Terry kind of pokes.
Nothing on the frame or anything.
Nope. Just looks like a regular mirror.
So I guess that we came through here. Somehow.
We seem to be pulled through the mirror. Are you able to go back through it?
I gotta poke the mirror and see.
You go to poke the mirror, and you don't know. You just forget what you were supposed to do. Don't actually poke the mirror, but then you don't really know why you came over to the mirror in the first place.
Fenris? There's something wrong?
Yeah.
Come on, Fenris, just poke
No.
the mirror.
No, nothing is wrong. It's just kind. What was I doing?
You were gonna see if you can go back through the mirror. Can you try touching it?
Oh, I'll try again.
Okay. You approach the mirror again and go to touch it. And... Yeah, what were you doing? How did you end up here?
Oh no, that is intriguing.
Just don't understand why you're staring at yourself in the mirror. And then as you look at your companions, you actually watch as Artrin this time begins to grow in size. And he is no longer just a mere dragonborn, but he is sprouting wings and carving through flesh. He is a full-grown dragon. You blink and it's back to being Artrin.
I think I know what's going on here. There's some kind of enchantment on the mirror. It's likely affecting our ability to interact with it. Fenris, what were you just about to do?
You have no idea.
Okay, my guess then from that would be that it must erase one's memory.
Go that way then.
Well,
I'm gonna head towards the
that's awfully convenient.
Caché. Artrin.
Mm.
Artrin, are you kind of up with Caché? You're kind of moving with her? Or are you staying?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. No, I would.
Okay.
I do not like this place at all. This is nature corrupted evil.
Yeah, it's definitely setting all of the alarm bells, all the red flags for you.
We have had two very different reactions to this place.
Oh, 100%. This is like my hell. Because it's nature, but metal and cold and horrible.
I'm pretty sure when I die, this is where I will go to heaven.
I know someone who's going to be very happy to hear that.
Oh, no.
Caché, Artrin, you are moving towards what you see. Actually, you're passing the flower, and it is still just producing those spores, by the way. The room is just full of them, but you're just moving through them. It doesn't seem to have any other more effect on you. But as you do approach, you actually see Caché about 20 feet away from you or so. You see another mirror, kind of just up against the wall. It seems to just be kind of like standing on its own accord. And you also see an altar. This altar is currently covered by a little half roof, kind of slanted downward. And on the altar there, you actually see that there seems to be things on the altar itself. Candles lit as well.
Let's go look at the things.
Look at the things.
Yeah.
You two approach. You see a small stone statue of a 9-tailed fox right at the center. It's one of its paws is up, and it has almost the exact same markings as you saw on the mask. there is, on the altar then, around the fox, you see small bowls of raw rice, you see sake, you see also kind of few piles of scrolls. There are lit candles and burning incense, seems to be a hint of sandalwood. But that it just appears to be just an altar with mementos left for the fox.
Huh?
We didn't hear you.
Did we leave something?
Fuck no. We're kind of being held fucking captive here. Why the fuck would I pay any kind of respect?
I don't know, maybe it unlocks the forgetful mirrors. I don't know.
I'm just got to take a chance and read through some of these scrolls. It's probably not a good idea. Just, I don't know, fucking shoot me or something if I turn bad. Got it? Am I already in hell?
Gun to the head.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I'll start reading through some of these scrolls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay, I saw that one coming. 16.
16. You open up the scroll, and weirdly enough, you can read it. That's a bit strange. How is there a scroll, just of Undercommon, just perfectly here waiting for you to read? Isn't that convenient? You read through it, and at first it seems to be almost like a diary entry, kind of like a story of a young man who, has fallen in love with a woman in his little village, and how he wants to one day marry her and give her the best life he possibly can. And as the story continues, she asks him to meet her by a pond with a beautiful purple flower, and at night, so that their families don't know. And in the night, he goes to this flower, and the story continues on into a hellish story of this woman becoming a fox and devouring his soul in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
You look up from the scroll
Cool.
and only see enemies.
Yep. Okay, I'm swinging, I suppose.
I made a promise. Bang!
Yeah.
I made a promise.
He does sort out. Hang on. I do need
We're just
initiative.
gonna execute Arthur's character right now. Like.
Hey, I'm already in hell. What's the problem?
Don't believe what you see.
You asked the wrong character.
No, I asked the right character.
She's also on edge.
Execution.
She's like on, yeah. So yeah, Artrin. Okay. I need initiative checks from the two of you because I want to see who reacts first.
Okay,
Okay.
You're two very strong warriors here, so.
17 from me.
24.
Oh, all right. Caché.
That
get
plus
your first-
6 though.
Yeah. Caché fires first, then point blank range.
So is that advantage?
I mean, to be honest, I just think it's just. I don't want to say it's a crit, but I mean it's kind of automatic.
That's fine. That's
I won't
fine with me.
crit him.
I'm more than happy to allow that. He's the fucking guns against my head. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It makes sense. It
makes sense.
Yeah. So I do think it's just an automatic hit.
Miguel is sorry. I like Caché is not.
It's my own fault, Miguel. I told you to do this. I'm just glad you're committing.
So 3 doubled 6 plus. Oh, sorry, no. I was rolling the wrong gun.
Yeah, what gun are you using?
I'm using trouble,
Oh,
but I'm not doing a magic shot. 'Cause I wasn't prepared for that.
Okay, yeah.
So that's a 9 doubled is 18. Plus 4 doubled.
Wait, why is
is
the
another- Do you not double your strength?
I think you double the dice.
Just the dice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Then yeah. So then 18 plus 4, so 22.
22 points of piercing damage, I think it is. Or is it force damage? Actually, no, it's force damage, I think, with the
Yeah.
trouble. Yeah. Straight to the head, or straight to the temple there, Artrin. And you hit the damage, so Caché. it's still your turn.
What's the total damage on that?
Wait, what was it? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
22 points damage. Cool.
I suppose. I have not much to do in my bonus action right now. I'm going to try and fly away and hope he misses the attack of opportunity.
Okay, so Caché, you're flying away.
Yeah.
Artrin.
I would ask, getting shot point blank in the head, would I get to make any other save after that?
What's strange here is, Artrin, when you looked up and you saw only enemies, and you raised your sword with the actual hit that you just took to the head, you just watch Caché, your new friend, fly away from you after shooting you point blank range. You've no idea why she shot you.
Okay, so I don't remember reading the scroll. Okay, gotcha.
Did we see what was going on between them though, or did we also just watch Caché essentially shoot someone in the head for no
Fly
reason?
away.
You literally all just watched Caché point a gun at Artrin's head, Artrin read a scroll, look up at all of you, and then Caché just shoot him in the head and fly
Caché,
away.
I know you're going through it, but that's not how we resolve our problems.
Well,
he was going to attack.
What? Artrin, were you going to attack Caché?
This is completely ridiculous.
I don't really know.
No.
I don't
touch
think
that
so.
scroll.
God. I have got a serious headache.
Yeah,
Actually, what's
it
special about
fucking
that scroll?
hurts. There's a bit of blood coming out of your nose and your ear from the point blank range of the gun. Like, it's.
I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him a 4th level cure wounds.
No, I can handle myself. You're fine.
I know. No, this is my guilt here. There, you get 29
Okay.
healing.
Oh.
I was gonna make a mean joke, but I won't.
I'd also like to take this time to reiterate: don't trust what you see and hear. If you think you see something, double check.
So, does that mean that we didn't really see Caché shoot Artrin in the face?
So I'm pretty sure we saw that.
No, you didn't.
That's quite possible, but the bullet hole in his head isn't going away, so I'm thinking it might be real.
Okay. Putting a lot of faith in you.
Does it mean to say I took it better than his air colonel? Her air colonel.
The gun goes up again. I'll do it again.
You fucking shot me. I only have one.
Yeah, no, of course.
Tensions are feeling a little high, but yes, the scroll then is back on the altar. The altar itself appears to be untouched. This place is a bit weird. What are you all doing?
There's a mirror over here. Let's just see if we can get out this way.
There's a mirror. Yeah. Fenris, can I ask, did you actually keep Detect Magic up for it being blinding, or did you let it go?
No, I kept it up, just keeping my eyes closed and to the ground.
She's been screaming for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a headache at this point. It's pretty bad. But if you've kept it up, then as you approach the mirror, you notice that there is both conjuration and chronergy magic on the mirror.
Okay.
Chronergy.
I'll say that out loud and turn to Al. Perhaps you should look at it this time. I don't know about the last one.
Well, that's if I don't forget what I'm doing as soon as I walk up to it.
Walk up to what?
The mirror like you did earlier. Oh, of course we don't remember. Well, yes. Gizmo, will you walk up with me?
Of course.
and approach the mirror. It's gorgeous in its make. Or are you going to that
that it?
mirror, or are you going to the
Which
other
one
mirror?
is
Oh wait. Oh, which mirror?
Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't know.
There's this mirror too.
Yeah.
I'm coming back. Sorry.
Actually,
leave
it
me.
suits. Gizmo, just leave.
Oh my goodness. What the fuck?
Oh.
Whoa. We should probably follow.
Yes,
I just accidentally, I stumble into the mirror and like, are you coming on?
That's no, it's like, it's not even, you don't even get to the point where you're touching the mirror. You just approach the mirror and you just are pulled through reality and now into a completely different space. You are in the garden gives way to a dimly lit, suffocatingly narrow hallway. You are now stuck one at a time moving through here. There are exposed brass gears rotating slowly on the walls and on the ceiling. Portions of metal are overgrown with moss, and there's a lovely kind of lavender hue to all of the place here.
I have to say, I like this less.
Yeah, you have to kind of tilt your head a little bit, Gizmo, because you're so tall. Is everybody in? I can't tell. I think everybody's in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, we're gonna pretend that Humphrey is just following Al. But yes.
Pick a direction and go, I guess.
Pick a direction and go. Where are you guys going?
My detect magic still going haywire.
Utterly haywire. Utterly haywire.
Okay.
It is, this place is even worse. It feels like sometimes it's not as blinding as the previous place. But as you're walking, everyone, there's like a psh sound as like valves are released. And there's like steam coming out of the walls. The air feels heavy. And each step echoes. Yeah, so does anybody... Who's leading? I should ask.
Well, I did go through first, but I think the way the tunnel kind of initially splits out, I guess we've kind of gone off into a bit of a Y.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of depends which way we're going, I guess.
You can talk amongst yourselves.
Stay here for long if it's anything like the last place. So
Yes.
let's
Right,
not
left.
logic this. North.
That was not one of the options, but let's go.
Okay. And which way is north here?
The way you are, I think.
So you want me to lead, and not Alma's friend.
I can lead
About
it.
your armor.
Aren't you currently
Touche.
basically blind?
What did
You
you say,
say-
Al? What did you say, Al? Oh, sorry,
Sorry.
you're eating. So sorry.
I asked
Yeah.
Fenris if she wasn't blind.
Yes, Fenris, that is the only thing, though. If you're trying to kind of lead, you're kind of the blind leading the blind at the moment, because...
Yeah, I'll drop the detect magic.
Okay, so you've dropped the detect magic. Go ahead and make a survival check for me. And Al, you kind of feel a little pull on your jacket.
Your heart rate is unusually slow, friend. Are you feeling okay?
I'm going to communicate telepathically to Humphrey. Say, I don't know. I think something's off about someone.
Should we tell the others?
Just keep an eye out.
Okay.
He kind of like puts his little his little force gun out. And he's just keeping an eye out. So, Fenris, what was your survival check?
14.
14. Okay. The floors are spotless of dust. There are no indicators of what path you should be going. And it is you are just left to the darkness of the maze. Now, obviously, I know you've got the what is it? Dark vision, but the being able
Devil's
to see.
sight.
Devil's sight. Thank you. So like you can see, but you can only see the way, like as far as you can see through the halls.
So, the trick with mazes is to follow one wall. So, I'm just gonna keep going this way.
Okay. Gonna just keep on
And
moving
I
forward.
am going to be very cautious of where I'm moving.
Okay.
Or to keep an eye on the walls and the floor and make sure if there is anything that looks even vaguely trap-like.
Very good. At the moment, you see a long hallway stretching before you, and you don't see anything that seems out of the ordinary.
Okay, I will slowly make my way forward.
Perfect. You do so.
Oh,
Get about.
get the
10
shield out.
Yep, you get about 10 feet forward. Before bronze blades begin to sprout out from the wall. You did not roll high enough to see this trap, so I need a dexterity saving throw, please, from Gizmo, Al, and Fenris.
I wish I kept some of my flash of geniuses. I have some. Not as many as I'd like.
6.
Am I within 10 feet of Artrin? No.
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 So 11.
11. Okay.
17.
17. Okay.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Gizmo, you are able to kind of maneuver, like stop, and the blade just goes like straight in front of you, and you just are able to catch yourself. Fenris, Al, unfortunately, fail their dexterity saves, and you're going to take. Oh, Jesus. I just want everybody to know that I just rolled very high numbers. I apologize in advance. 21 points of psychic damage.
Psychic. Interesting.
Psychic.
Okay, so I'm resistant to psychics, so I take, what, 10?
You take 10, yep. And Fenris, you vanish from the rest of the group. End up back where you started.
Fenris?
So Al and Gizmo, you are no longer staring at Fenris. You just vanished. Fenris, you just see Al, or not Al, Artrin, walking up the hallway you just left.
Fenris,
I'm
did you
gonna
turn
walk
invisible?
up. I'm gonna walk up. I feel as I've been here before.
Oh,
Ah!
she's okay.
Did you teleport?
It's apparently.
On purpose?
No.
Interesting.
I just
Damn.
had blades going at me and then I was wound up at the door. Mirror.
This place is fucked. I love it. So much.
Disarm the trap.
Well,
Oh yeah, now that we're here,
The
we know
blades are
it's a
still
trap. So we
swinging, by the way. They're just
As-
swinging.
as you love it so much, I think I'm going to hide behind you.
Can I have a look at the mechanism, see if there's a way to pause the trap, stop it?
Definitely. Investigation check.
Ooh, okay. Investigation would be a 26.
Oh Jesus, yeah. You. I'll let you decide how you disarm this trap. Is it elegant? Is it just hitting a certain area and it just all stops? It's up to you. How does Gizmo disarm this trap?
Like it looks like it's going to be like really elegant. It looks like he looks through it for a little while, and then he gets out like a really precise tool, and like he's about to go into it, and then just goes.
Yeah, just hits a certain area on the wall, and all the blades kind of. They just kind of hang to a stop now.
Needs a fine touch. Right. Well,
Almost like you built it yourself.
I wish. If you'd like, I can lead on from here.
Be my guest.
Okay, I'll begin moving forward and also keep an eye out for traps and the like.
Right ahead. Survival check to find the path, or investigation to kind of look for things? I'll let you decide.
I think even though I know I should be finding the path, I would just be so interested in everything that's here. I would be just looking around everything. So I'm going to make an investigation check.
Perfect.
Ugh. It's not brilliant. That is a 13.
13. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you're
Very low.
finding it a bit hard to find any kind of pathway. You're, like, as you get up to the top here, you notice that the path diverges again. You're seeming to be led through almost not dead ends, but just like it's just a very tight claustrophobic maze. Caché, you get a really strange smell, like a hint of sandalwood drifting off of Al's coat. Just a bit strange since you're right behind him. Just
Sandalwood was in the other. Al, you didn't rob any incense, did you?
No. Why? Why would I steal some incense?
Oh, just the smell lingers.
Maybe I just smell divine all the time.
True, but not like that.
The path
Like,
separates up here. I'll just check back to everyone. Sorry, go on.
I'll make a show of like patting myself down to show no incense.
okay. Makes a show.
Mhm.
There's no incense. For the podcast listeners, Miguel is just making a face.
Suspicious eyes.
I mean,
She
look,
has no proof. I
Proof
do.
of what?
We know you stole the sandalwood incense. Admit it. You will talk.
It's the most important thing to investigate right now.
Yeah, honestly, that's the most important thing that's happened in this game so far.
Yeah.
That Al smells like sandalwood, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll show back to the lad behind that the path diverges. I'll take one step forward. So yeah, there's a path going up the way we're going, to the right, and then to the right again a bit further down.
Where did you disappear? Oh, I went around the corner.
I'm just around the corner here, look, hi.
I thought you disappeared for a second. I was like, oh no, not you two.
not again.
Once again. What do you think? Or do we just pick a path and go?
North! If you're indecisive, it's north.
Gizmo, you keep going north, and keep moving up and up. The path seems to just be getting narrow and narrower, and then you vanish.
Oh. Oh my
I stopped us. They vanished.
Right in front of your eyes, Caché, Al, and Gizmo vanish. And appear.
Gizmo, are you purposefully leading us in circles?
No, I think the same thing happened again. Look, there's Fenris. Hey!
Oh,
North this time. It didn't work.
North didn't work!
Yeah, guess I'll go this way.
Alright, Artrin's leading now, alright.
Okay.
Here we go.
We all get a shot.
It's getting swapped around now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this is the only way. I'm not going to keep an eye for traps.
Just keep on, just march forward. Just go ahead. All you, Artrin.
But I want to look for traps.
Oh, you can if you want.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Go ahead.
definitely.
I would really much like so, please.
What is that? Oh, Jesus.
Investigation, just, yeah.
14. It's not bad. I have -1 to my modifier.
14. Okay. It really pretty walls. You actually start to see little like shrooms growing out.
Shit.
Parts of the metal. Yeah, it's it's just very narrow and very. It's almost getting warm in here because you're all so much like on top of each other in this really, really narrow space. But nothing seems out of the ordinary currently. Where are you headed?
Okay. My foundry has broken.
Frozen.
There we go. Sorry, it's
Okay.
back. Oh, okay. I guess I'm going south
Continue on south. Yeah.
still.
Keep on going. And it's at this point that Humphrey tugs at Gizmo.
Humphrey?
He doesn't actually say anything, but he just tugs at you and then looks behind you, past Al, into the dark, as if something's just got him a bit spooked.
I'll look down where he's looking.
One thing you notice as you kind of look down is Al seems a little bit shorter than you remember.
He smells of sandalwood.
But as you stand back up, as you go back to your regular height, he's the right height.
I'll get these sensors checked.
Ebony, I can't see them. I can't see my notes when you're standing there.
But I don't see I noticed that, but I don't see anything down the corridor.
Nope,
Nothing moving or...
nothing jumps out to you down the corridor. No.
Are you staring at me?
Sorry, for a second there, I thought you'd like lost a foot.
Oh, still have both feet.
Great.
You're acting very strangely, Gizmo.
It's weird for me kind of being here. Though, I mean, there was a point in my life where all I wanted was to get back to the Fae. And now that I'm here, and it's still strange to me. It's fascinating, but it's also a little confusing. It doesn't feel like home the way it once did, I guess. Not that this was anything like my home, but I don't know. I guess I thought it would feel different when I came back to something like this. You know, and apart from the actual, blades that tried to sort of kill us earlier, this is kind of fun. I'd love to understand who thought put this together.
This does not seem like fun.
Different perspectives then.
I'll be honest, Gizmo. Start to make me a bit suspicious.
How so?
I really thought I noticed something between you and that fox. And you really seem to be enjoying this.
I did speak with them for a while, but not very long. I kind of essentially told you as much as they said to me in the time. And
Wouldn't be the first time you've withheld information, though.
that's very true. But I am trying to be forthcoming now.
Listen, let's get out of here first and settle whatever is happening later. We going north or south?
North.
Okay, that didn't work out too well last time. Oh,
You asked the question, so it's north.
there's a room in here. I'm going in here.
Okay.
Going in.
There's weapons. I'm interested.
You do. you kind of come into this teeny tiny little room here, and you see a very similar altar to what you saw before in the corner. It appears to have a fox kind of in the centerpiece, melted candles. The wax, though, this time is actually dripping down the sides, and it actually is red. So it, for a moment there, it's candle wax, but it also looks like blood. And you kind of blink for a moment, and it's kind of splashing across the floor, and it's strange. As you're kind of looking more and more at the altar, the 9 tails begin to slightly move, shifting in this almost like in and out of existence.
Okay.
There is I will say, in this particular statue, there's actually 3 tails missing. So you don't count 9, you count 6. But you see that there is actually traditional warriors' armor displayed in the corner as well. Candles lit beneath it too. There is it's kind of a refined durability to it, and a sheathed katana laced at the side. Also appears to be a sack of gold sitting on the altar.
Tempting. Every time we've touched something.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the gold in the slightest. I'm interested in the armor. But
No scrolls, just gold.
This is bait. Yeah.
There's also all offerings as well. Like there's like a bowl of tea leaves, again raw rice, sake, and then there are a few scrolls as well. But again, they're just piled on top of each other, with that big old sack of gold sitting on the end.
Caché grabs it.
Are you grabbing it?
Yeah, that one's too tempting for her.
Does a 19 hit you?
Nope.
Not if I shield.
Okay, are you shielding?
I'm shielding.
With the shielding, do you have to be aware of the attack?
Let me go to that. It's a reaction when you are hit by an attack.
Okay, yeah. So then you would be able to use it.
Yeah.
So the right between you, Artrin, as you're admiring this armor, you actually watch as quick as lightning, the armor itself unsheathes the katana and slices towards Caché's firing arm that is reaching for the gold. And as it hits her, like kind of her arm itself, the shield activates and it slides off the end. This suit of armor is currently now animated. I need all of you to roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, I had to know though.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't.
You could
I was gonna reach for that armor regardless.
So I mean, yeah.
Even if it was just a nod.
What happens when the armor reaches back?
Yeah.
I got an 8.
You got an 8.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's shite for you.
That's
You're
really
very shite.
Very different for you. Okay.
I rolled a 2.
14 for me.
I didn't even know you could roll single digits.
Artrin, what was that?
my
for you?
expertise back.
14 for me.
14. Okay. Fenris.
21.
21. Okay. Gizmo.
9.
9.
Almost double digits.
Al.
19.
19. Very good.
So close.
Okay. That is top of the round. Fenris.
Eldritch Blast. So I'm gonna, if as soon as I see the armor moving to attack him, I'll just blast it.
Eldritch Blast. All right, go ahead.
I would say this is like perfect cyberpunk. If you're a cyberpunk role playing, then this whole vibe is perfect for it.
I really like this kind of music for Manira's like combat. I don't know why. I just
Yeah.
it's all this kind of cyberpunk
Yeah.
feel.
Love
Yeah.
Fine.
And it's all free to use.
Even better.
Where'd you?
Copyright not
Oh.
intended.
I must actually look for your sources or ask you for your sources.
Yeah, of course, I'll happily share them with you.
I have a 22, a 14, and a 28.
Damn! What was the second one? Sorry, 14?
14.
Alright, 2 of them hit.
Where is the armor exactly? Is it here?
Right here.
Yeah.
Is he showing up? Oh, he's not showing up. Sorry.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, cool.
That's sick.
The first beam is 15 points of force damage,
15. Perfect.
and the second one is 14 points of force damage.
14. Okay. Strong hits. Well done.
9 out of 10.
Lovely. Anything else?
Yep. For let me think of anything for bonus actions. So I'm gonna just draw. I'm gonna draw a silver light, but I'm gonna have shield up more than anything.
Perfect. Shield up. Sword out. Perfect.
Yeah.
Very good.
There's not really that much room to swing in here, so I'm gonna put the shield up and kind of level the sword as a kind of more thrusting instead.
Okay. Brilliant. Okay, so it comes to Al. But, Al, I'm gonna let you decide. Are you gonna help?
Sandalwood. Sandalwood.
I might just cast greater invisibility on myself.
Brilliant! Yes! Alright. As the rest of you kind of are getting ready for combat and all this, you watch as Al slowly, from like bottom to top, say feet to head, slowly begins to go invisible. And as the invisibility takes over from his chest to his head, you watch as the mask of the face of the fox turns and waves at all of you and vanishes.
How long has it been since I cast the invisibility? And how long does it last?
How long does it seem visible?
An hour. And I cast it.
It's a concentration.
I cast it with. It's
No.
It's not concentration, I don't think. Huh? Interesting. Okay. So you would see. Wait, yeah, no greater invisibility. Yeah, so yeah, no, you would see the fox step back.
Okay. Noted.
Kind of move around the corner of the leaving you basically to the guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still have my bonus action. I'd probably I mean, if it has use of all my abilities, like a Starlight Step.
It wouldn't have your use of your abilities. Al is currently in a very, very, very different situation.
Okay, so did that not count as my spell?
It did not count as your
Oh, cool.
spell. That counted as hers.
Fantastic.
So you still have that spell.
Right, great.
What the fuck?
Sandalwood.
Sandalwood.
Okay, so Al, I'm gonna leave you there for just one moment.
No problem.
It comes to the Agony Guard.
I was wondering why you were like asking me so many questions there. What do you mean?
I was trying to like what was it the task? Like to try and make people doubt each other, or like to try and yeah.
So seeds of
like,
doubt. Yeah, you did a great job. So many questions on poor Gizmo. Like,
yeah, I was like, have I done something to you in real life that I didn't know about?
No, I'm sorry.
It's so good. That's great. That was so good.
Perfect. So it's the guard's turn. You are there, all of you. So yeah, here we go. Guard is going to do attacks.
Agony guard.
So Artrin, 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Ugh. 7, Caché.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll just hit you again. 21, Caché.
Nope.
Shield's still up. Right? It's the first round of comp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hasn't got back to me yet.
Cool. That's just a normal hit on you, Artrin.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to be 7 points of slashing and 3 points of psychic.
Okay.
And that is all it's going to do. It comes to Artrin.
Okay. I am going to kick the shit out of it. I'm gonna take 2 swipes.
2 swipes, go ahead.
Getting a 29 to hit in the first.
29 hits. I can't even use its ability.
And I got a 29 on the second as well, apparently, according to D&D Beyond.
Go ahead, roll your damage.
So that is 2. So 9 plus 2d6. 16 points of damage on the first.
16 points of damage, okay. Got it, okay. Next one.
And is 16 plus 7 is 23 points of damage on the second.
Woof.
And I would like to pump a 3rd level Divine Smite.
Okay, right ahead.
How does that work again?
It's a lot of d6s, isn't
5d,
it?
5d8, yeah.
8d8.
Is this an undead or a fiend?
No.
Didn't think so, but I said I'd ask.
Very good to ask.
So 20 further points of radiant damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, amazing.
That's a lot of damage, everyone.
I just want to crumple it to the ground. Just have it fall apart.
Perfect. You do so. It crumples to the ground. There, and actually the entirety of the armor just kind of disintegrates into dust. It is no more this particular guard.
What about the coin purse? Is it still in my hand?
Coin purse is still in your hand.
I think
we have.
While that's kind of like combat is happening, I immediately would have forgotten about the combat and I went running out to try and see if I could track down. And I will shout back to them, basically saying that wasn't Al.
Okay, you're running after.
Yeah.
That's 6.
I'm going back and forth. I don't want to go too far away, but I'm like trying to look down one corridor, down the other corridor to see if I see any sign.
Of course. You do actually. You see the fox spirit dart down and actually quickly run her hand along one of the walls, and a secret passage opens. She runs down it. The door begins to slowly close behind her.
I'm gonna try and run after her.
Okay, you're running after her. Kind of stop at the door. Give me a strength check and athletics.
I'm shouting that back to like I'm going after her. Strength check.
Strength check, yeah.
This dice is betraying me. 5.
5.
Yeah.
You rush to the door and like try to open it, and it just continues to close on you, and you actually kind of get stuck for a moment, and you watch as the fox just continues down the hallway.
If it's closing on me, can I quickly cast reduce on myself to get through?
Clever thinking. I love it. You can on your suit?
Yeah.
You do.
I can cast that as a fey. I can cast reduce and enlarge.
You do. You reduce down to a small size. The door is continuing to close, but you can step in if you want. The door closes behind you.
I'm going to step in.
You're going to be here, basically. And I will get... Yeah, so if that's the case, and it's such a quick movement there that you get through the door, and you watch as you're seeing here, kind of like, do you see that red line there?
I do.
You see her basically just continue to run up here.
I'm going after.
Going after. The rest of you are currently kind of just left in a whirlwind. Caché, are you opening up the pouch?
Oh yeah, I'll open up the pouch. Just a quick look in, just to make sure it's gold.
Look in.
Yeah.
It's just rocks.
Fuck's sake! Fuck this place.
Toss it down and see if I can get the trigger for that wall.
Okay. So you kind of like run after to Gizmo. You kind of see where he like went, but the door is currently closed. The three of you can make an investigation check if you wish.
Yes, please.
Gizmo, you get to the end of the corridor and look down, and you see the fox actually kind of standing there. She's no longer invisible. You going to chase me?
Tell me what it is you want from me.
Well, I've told you already.
You can't have him.
Well, then you can't have him back. And she'll step through the mirror.
Go after.
Okay. Run after. Welcome to hell, Gizmo!
Yeah, what the fuck?
Okay. I'm gonna leave you there for a second.
19.
19.
7.
7.
12.
Okay. What did you say? 19, Caché?
Yeah.
Okay, you are able to find the compartment and able to open the secret door. You rush after, and you're like turning the corner just as you see Gizmo racing through another mirror. And so I'll leave you there for a moment, but I want to move to Al.
Yes.
Al. One moment. I just need to get a few characters on the map here.
Ooh.
Al. A soft breeze brushes against your face. It reminds you of fresh spring afternoon, tea in a garden. The sun again doesn't feel quite real, but the heat does. There's tussles of running water all around you, and you kind of begin to open your eyes. You currently sit cross-legged beneath, a beautiful garden with trees all around you. Cherry blossoms are abud in a vibrant pink shade. There are striking red parasols all around you, kind of like positioned to keep the shade on. Gorgeous tea spread lays out before you. And what sits across from you is that woman with the fox mask. You see the ebony length hair framing a white mask. And she kind of moves with mesmerizing grace, fingers tracing the handle of the tea that she's made. And you can see just fierce golden eyes staring at you.
What's happened to all my friends? Are they not invited to this marvelous tea party you're throwing?
You have nothing to worry with them. They're safe guests in my house. Tea.
Does the tea seem like something I recognize? Is it tea I've had before? Or
Is it berries?
is it Barry's?
Is
Yes.
it Barry's tea?
It's Barry's peppermint tea.
Give me 1 second. 1 second. Yes, go. Go, 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 go. Ebony just wanted out. Al, I wouldn't say you've seen this kind of tea before. No. No. This is
I'll take a sip.
very different.
I'll take a sip.
Oh, she hasn't poured it yet. She's
Oh,
just holding
but-
the
yeah,
handle
yes.
at the moment. But she's asked you, do you want any?
Yes, please.
Good. I'm glad you have manners. She slowly begins to lift the teapot itself and pour, and you actually see that the teapot itself is a natural red color from the clay. And there's a somewhat familiar motif actually on the lid of the teapot. She tips it, and there's a waft of cherry smell. But there's an unnatural blue tone to it, to the liquid as it pours into the cup. But there is that kind of insignia there on the teapot that you notice.
What's the insignia?
Go ahead and make me a history check.
History. Ooh. I am going to use the luck point to reroll that.
Okay.
Yes. 26.
26. Woo.
Yeah.
All right. Al, you currently look at the house sigil of House Fendral.
They're the ones who are involved in the West Repair Yard. And that, what do they call the Rose Gold or something like that,
Rose
was
Gold
it?
Enterprise.
Rose Gold
It's
Enterprise,
the
yeah.
family that Dixon was trying to track down.
It's a lovely teapot.
Thank you. I made it myself. She puts it back, grabs the tea, begins to drink it, watching you.
What do you call this tea?
I'd like to call it making a deal.
That's a strange name for a tea.
I agree. I only use it for these occasions. I have no quarrel with you or your friends. In fact, I believe that perhaps we could benefit from understanding each other better.
Well, I mean, it seems you've been somewhat observing us for some time.
Oh, yes. To know your enemy is to observe them very carefully, so I can always stay one step ahead.
You say that we hardly know each other, and yet you also call us enemies.
Yes. Everyone is an enemy to me, until they prove otherwise.
What do you call yourself?
Names are such fickle things. Powerful, even. If you must know, Lady Freylin of House Fendral. That's what I'll let you call me, at least.
The Lady Freylin of House Fenris. I am at least pleased to make your acquaintance properly.
I'm glad I chose you. At least you're open to talk.
I love talking.
Well, good, because you have something that belongs to me. And
Me
I want
personally?
them... No, your group.
Ooh.
I do want them back. It's been so lonely without them. And in exchange, I am willing to grant you something you desire. Within reason, of course.
Well, firstly, I'd have to know what it is that you want to have back. And second, I'd also need to know what within reason means for someone like you.
Two very good questions, Al. Let me start with the first. I know your patron.
You do. I suspected you did, to be honest.
And I know that you're just his type.
Well, I suppose I could say he's just my type, too.
She kind of rolls her eyes under the mask. Yes, when I saw you being tall, refined, desperate, I knew he'd eat you right up.
But he's trying.
I'm sure he is. Yes, we do go way back, Razzler and I. Business partners, if you will. You didn't think that I would let a bunch of men run the Envoy project. No.
No,
It was-
just fund them.
No, I didn't even fund them. I gave
No, I
them
think-
something they
well-
couldn't use without. What were you going to say? I apologize.
I was just going to say, no, I didn't mean for you to fund them, but for them to fund it and you to use them.
It's less than that. They had their own reasons, and so fickle and boring, to be honest. All I really wanted to do was to see what my brilliant inventor could actually make of himself.
Helios.
Yes. My precious little Helio. His soul grew tired in my care, so I thought I'd let him spread his wings for a little while. It was enjoyable to watch them crush again.
Seems a shame to have let such a clever inventor slip away.
Clever, yes. Pathetic, though. Really, he's very easy to manipulate. Especially when he arrived to me all broken-hearted.
You say is, as in he is still with us?
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
Is she telling the truth? Does she know?
Go ahead and roll insight.
Yes. I'm gonna use another luck point. Yeah. Oh yes, that's a natural 20.
Ooh.
28.
Okay. Interesting. There's no point going into secrets because no one else is here. She actually doesn't know.
It's just that Razmir seems to think that he died or was lost in some sort of blast.
Yes, that's when it was an unfortunate event, really, when they all turned on each other. The general, Razzler, everyone was up in a tizzy after the war and decided to betray each other, which was just quite enjoyable, to be honest. It was nice to watch it from afar. It was definitely had nothing to do with it. But Helio, I believe, got caught in the crossfire, same as Dathius. But I'm not actually quite sure what happened to him. I was more interested in getting my stalker back. Poor thing.
And I assume the stalker is that which you wish to repossess.
I want the constructs.
All of them.
She just kind of smiles at you.
You do realize they all seem to have evolved into their own kind of people.
Well, of course. That's what I enjoyed about Stalker. When I found him, he was just so lost. They needed direction. They needed purpose. I gave them a free rein to explore and experiment and find out where they belong in this world. Unlike the others who will use them for murderous purposes. Say again.
You did reprogram them.
Did I reprogram or did I help open their eyes?
I don't know. I mean, look. I had a peek inside and there was some reprogramming involved. I'm not going to lie.
If you're talking about the code, the ever-evolving understanding of life, that was not me. As much as I wish to take credit for, that was not me. That was already inscribed. I just gave Stalker a push in the right direction. Chaos. Blood. Experimentation.
Yes, but you didn't learn anything meaningful from it. Experimentation for its own sake is pointless.
That's what you think.
Well, if you have other evidence, I'd love to hear it.
I think we've talked enough about this. I think I would like to discuss something a little bit more personal to you.
Okay, but we need to get back to this because you still haven't said what it is that is within your power to grant.
Oh yes, and I'm getting to that. Because it doesn't take more than a cunning eye to see the dynamic, the power between you and Razlair. It's heavily swayed to one side, if I'm not mistaken. And I think I can offer you a way to even the odds.
Interesting. Do you aim to make a move against this old-time acquaintance of yours?
He's not really a bother unless he tries to stop me from my goals and ambitions. The three of us have always kind of stepped lightly around each other. We control certain aspects of this city. And as long as we don't cross each other, we're fine. But Razlair has become a bit of a thorn in my side recently, and if you give me what I want, I'll give you his true name. Oh yes, I see that ambitious little mind of yours, Al. Names are power, and many demonologists before you have used such a name to bind a demon to their will.
You see, the issue there is that your proposition of handing over a living conscious being against their will in exchange for the ability to have control over another conscious living being against their will. I don't like the idea of controlling or owning a conscious living being against their will to begin with. So, I think I'm going to pass. This is lovely tea, though.
I just want to make sure that I understand this correctly. You would rather be used tossed aside, devoured, taken advantage of? Is that what you're choosing?
It sounds far more interesting than countless eons of absolutely nothing.
Oh, poor child of the stars. You really have no idea what he has planned for you.
That's the exciting part.
Truly pathetic. I wonder what he'd think if you arrived without your soul.
If I arrived, back at his place without my soul?
Soul he so desperately wants.
It will be difficult. I don't know if I'd be able to walk around without my soul.
Would you like to find out?
I'd rather not, to be honest. I'm in no hurry to lose my soul.
She begins to smile at you, and you watch as a plume of 9 tails erupt behind her. She becomes more animalistic in her features as she leans over the table. And I think that's where we're going to call it for tonight.
Ooh.
So much.
So much happened.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us. And we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.